Yeah, I'm sure you know.
So Irene and Farah, I can see the lipstick. I'm feeling not dressed here. It looks nice.
Are we ready to go
We are-
live?
We are officially
You're live.
live now, I
Okay.
believe.
We're good?
Yeah.
See the lipstick. I'm
Oh, yeah,
feeling-
we're live.
Okay.
I just replayed the lipstick comment.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Let's see here. Okay. So let me share my screen. Sharing the screen. Okay, we are up. Thank you, everybody, for joining or watching online later. The East Springfield Neighborhood Council Board meeting for June 1st, 2021. As always, we want to hear from you. If you can like the Facebook page if you're here and you haven't done that before. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are on YouTube. Meetings are recorded and posted on our social pages for review the next day. They are live on Facebook within minutes after the meeting concludes, or they're live, but then they're posted and they go up on YouTube after that. Any questions or any information you want to contact us with can be done through our website, our email contact@myesmc, our Facebook page, YouTube page, lots of different ways. At this point, I will turn the meeting over to our council president, Kathy Brown.
Good evening. Welcome to the East Springfield Neighborhood Council Board meeting. Please let us start this meeting with a pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag
of the
of the
United
United
States
States of America
and
and
to
to the
and
the
republic for
which
which
it
it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice for all.
justice for all.
all. Thank you. And I would like to acknowledge that it is 10 years today that the tornado came through. And I am pleased that so many people have managed to recover both physically, mentally, and property wise. So it's been quite the 10 years. And I know each of us probably has a memory of this time 10 years ago. Okay. We
This
do
is
have-
really,
what?
the screen is very blurred, Guy.
Huh.
Oh, well, nope, it's just on my computer that it's blurred.
Yeah, mine's not. Okay, but thank you for bringing that to our possible attention, Marie.
I have no idea why.
I'm going to call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum, so thank you very much. And we want to make sure that everyone is aware that we will advise everyone via email, Nextdoor, Facebook, when we will be resuming in-person meetings. Until then, if you want a meeting with a board member or members to discuss a particular topic or concern, would you please just give us a call, email us, reach out via our website, and we would be glad to set up a time when you can come into our office and to have a face-to-face. So please take advantage of that opportunity. We're glad we're able to take one step closer to some normalcy. And I will be waiting for your emails and your calls. We do want to hear from you, so you can reach out that way or send us an email with a question or a comment or a concern that you have. If you have a particular interest or skill, we truly encourage you to reach out to us. I know we've said it before, but we've been very grateful when people from the community have stepped forward to give us some help with finance, with public relations, with organizing our office space, which we are now going to be able to do, that we have a little more access to the building, with planting some flowers. There are lots of different opportunities, or even just calling in those potholes or calling in those signs. So there's plenty of things that everybody can do to help neighbors make our community better. Our monthly conference calls with the plaza do continue to be productive. The potholes reported have been fixed, and there is a plan to even fill in more of the potholes that are out there. Again, we've been quite pleased with the cooperation that we've received from the current management or the receiver of the plaza property. And I will continue to meet with Kathy Mossy, who's the president of the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council, and City Councilor Michael Fenton, and the management from the plaza once a month to be sure that we don't lose any momentum on this. City services are, of course, operating. I'm told that 311 is being used a little bit more and more, especially by some East Springfield residents. So thank you for heeding our request to pick up a phone when you see something that needs addressing, whether it be graffiti or trash or a storm drain that needs to be cleaned. We really appreciate that. Any questions from the board at this point? Comments? Okay. The mayor has announced an initiative. It's a Keep Springfield Clean and Friendly curb appeal anti-litter campaign. It has a couple of other little 3 or 4 words tagged together that it's being called also. Bottom line, it's everybody's trying to make the curb appeal of the city better. And there are a couple of posters here that you can see on the right-hand side that have been developed by some students from the city of Springfield. And those posters you're going to begin to see around the city. They're more in the form of lawn signs, I believe, because we're trying, we meaning concerned citizens of Springfield and all the neighborhood councils and some of the city departments are attempting to get everybody's focus on taking the pledge to not litter, to keep our city beautiful, save our earth, don't litter, use 311 when you need to. So it's really a comprehensive, do what needs to be done in your neighborhood kind of approach. The other part of this curb appeal, East Springfield has this flyer that's on the left-hand side, and we will be making it available to primarily businesses as an appeal. So this is a curb appeal to businesses primarily to help keep our neighborhood clean. And we give them some advice on how to make that happen. We tell them to give us a call if they can. So if anyone out there is interested in this keeping Springfield beautiful or curb appeal and wants to help us do a few, bang on a few doors of some of the businesses to hand out some of these flyers, we'd appreciate you giving us a call or connecting via email. And we'll hook you up with a little, 3 or 4 or 5 of these or more so that we can get the word out. Okay. Thank you, Guy. Some of those other things as part of this anti-litter, Keep Springfield Clean and Friendly project is graffiti. And I want to thank John Koski. He's been very diligent about reporting graffiti locations. And he's even engaged with the state DOT or the state DPW DOT to see if we can get some of the graffiti, if not all of it, off of the 291 area. We have communication from the governor's office that will be done this week, that the state's going to be working on that. So keep a lookout for a cleaner 291 between Armory Street and East Springfield exit. Shopping carts, I continue to get people commenting about the number of shopping carts that are floating around. I think it is my impression that they are not hanging around the neighborhood quite so long because people are calling 311 about them. So thank you. It's making a difference. If you see some shopping carts that seem to be stray, pick up a phone, 311, give the location, and the city's been very responsive about getting out to them. We are still having some situations with streetlights and speed signs or missing and faded signs that are out there. And my sense is that many of them have not been reported. So help us out, help yourself out, and give 311 a call, and at least let's get it on the list. And sidewalks needing repair and replacement. We've seen quite a few sidewalks in East Springfield in the process of being repaired or completely repaired. So let's just keep up that focus on making East Springfield a more walkable community. Comments or questions from the board? Guy, are there any comments or questions from the people watching?
Not as of yet. There were some people who had commented to say hi. There was also somebody who said they were going to be reaching out to contact us, and I thanked them and said we look forward to hearing from
That would
them,
be
but
great.
nothing, no
Okay.
questions as of yet.
Okay, thank you. The newsletter that we've been talking about has gone to press. It should be in the mail probably the middle of next week, if not the end of next week. And that newsletter is going to be mailed to every single East Springfield residential address. So if you're listening, keep an eye out for it. And if you're chatting with a neighbor, suggest that they keep an eye out for it. We will also, once the newsletter hits your door, hits some people's doors, we will post that newsletter on our website. So if you have a neighbor or if you have someone else who's interested in that information, just forward it along to them. There are a couple of exciting programs that are in the newsletter, and so we are using the mailing of the newsletter as a launch for that. And we'll talk about those in a couple of minutes. The Check Your Speed event that we're having, John, thank you for organizing that. Did you want to speak to that, or did you want me to?
No, go right ahead, Kathy.
On June 14th, which is a Monday at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a Check Your Speed event, and we will all meet at the corner of Page Boulevard and 2nd Street, which is down past the Dunkin' Donuts as you're heading towards the Orchard. And we will be holding signs that say, check your speed. We're fortunate that we have had a confirmation from the police department that they will join us. So we will hold the signs, people will drive past us, we'll suggest that they check their speed, and if they choose not to, the officers will help them to understand the need to check their speed, because they will stop them for speeding. It's a pretty exciting project to be involved in, because you can really see the enthusiasm in quite a few of the drivers, and as they tell us, as they give us a thumbs up, and they're glad we're out there doing that. And then the people who aren't happy that we're out there will give us a little, vroom vroom of their engine, but they usually get the grand prize at the end of that, because the police officers are there to help them to educate them on the rules. So we're looking forward to that. If you're interested and you have an hour, come on out and join us. That's the 17th, June 17th.
14th.
I'm sorry, 14th. That's what I'm reading. I'm just not
14th.
seeing it.
Yep, that's
Thank you.
okay.
June 14th, Monday, June 14th. Thank you, John. Guy, anything else from the group? Not yet?
Somebody said they emailed us a couple weeks ago, but they didn't hear back. I didn't, I check it every couple days.
Yeah.
So I'm just replying back to them now. Steve, you can re-forward it now. I can reply back to you after the meeting. I'll go look in the email account after this, or you can, I can ping you on Facebook after to see what.
That's a good point. If somebody sends us an email and if you don't get a fairly speedy response, would you do us a favor, please, and just resend it? Because every once in a while, something falls between the cracks. So please just resend it to us. And we really want to get back to everyone, and we like to get back to people, in quick fashion. Thank you. Special permits. It's been on the agenda for a while. The Suboxone Clinic for Cottage Street. That's almost on Cottage Street, almost at the corner of Industry Ave. Is it Memorial? Industry Ave, the corner of Industry Ave. And they did go to City Council on May 17th. And per COVID public open meeting guidelines, it is continued to the next City Council meeting, which is Monday, June 7th. And again, for the record, the Neighborhood Council, based on the feedback that we received from butters and from other neighborhood folk, and after careful consideration of the presentation, the Neighborhood Council is in opposition of this, and we have expressed that opposition to the City Council. Marijuana applications. The applicants have been notified if they were selected to move forward with the host community agreement. They were notified by the city. And as a reminder, 2 places in East Springfield were told they could move forward with negotiating a host community agreement with the city. One was 299 Page Boulevard, and that's for cultivation. And then one is 732 Cottage Street, and that's for a retail marijuana establishment. As soon as we hear more information about the community host agreement, we will let you know. We know that both of these petitioners will be coming back in front of the neighborhood council because each of them, as they move forward, will need a special permit from the city council. But if you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to shoot us an email or get in touch with us, and we'll give you any information that we have. Special permit requests by Kentucky Fried Chicken for a drive-through window at the corner of St. James Avenue and St. James Boulevard. We do have an update. Guy, if you could show me that next slide. After the last meeting with the petitioner, and listening to all of our questions and the questions of the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council and the questions of a few other people from the neighborhood, the petitioner did change their site plan to accommodate some of the comments. You can see in front of you, if you're watching on a video, they did put in and have agreement from the state to put in a do not block the driveway markings over on the lower part of the screen, and that will certainly help. The biggest change to this is that, well, they've decreased the number of parking spaces, which is appropriate for what they're expecting for needs for parking spaces, but they've added an additional order taking station. So by having 2 order taking stations, they've made the ability to have a greater number of cars in the queue. So there is probably no opportunity for the cars to even come close to queuing in the street. Some of the conversations that we had at that meeting were concerned because if they had more than like 7, 8 cars, they would be in the street, the back ends of the cars. So this, according to this site plan, should eliminate that. This proposal is also under scrutiny by the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council. Thank you for doing that. Under the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council, and technically this location is in Hungry Hill. So we will take our lead from the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council as they continue to scrutinize this new plan. But we will again bring it to your attention at the next meeting. This is going to the City Council for the special permit for a drive-through window at the end of the month. We have the ability to comment on the drive-through window portion. We really, we may or may not like, and some people have said this, they don't like the fact it's a chicken store. That's not something that's within our area of responsibility, because a chicken store or a Kentucky Fried Chicken is permitted outright in this current zoning. It's the drive-through window that the special permit is for. Any questions?
One question they did ask is, Maria asked, is KFC going to have outside seating now that there is less parking? We'll have to go back and ask that. They did say they were going to have outside seating prior. It was going to be limited. I don't know.
Their intention is still to have a little bit of outside seating.
Okay.
That is their intention. Not a lot, but a little, but the possibility, the availability, yes.
Okay, and there was
Anything else?
only other comment was somebody was happy to hear that opposition to the Suboxone Clinic.
Okay. And if they want, they're interested, if that person is interested in giving us any more details about why they are happy to hear that, we're happy to hear that, because we'd be glad to share that with the City Council Monday when we're there. And we don't have to use names. We just, any citizen input is much appreciated. Okay, are there many other comments on the Kentucky Fried Chicken project?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Next slide, please. Irene?
Hello, everyone. So the art project is in full swing. We did receive funding from the Springfield Cultural Council and the Mass Cultural Council, and the 200 boxes were put together. Board members got to work, did a lot of work. These boxes have just over 60 pieces in each one. It's 200 boxes, it's first come, first serve, and the registration for that will be on the ESNC website coming up soon.
And in the newsletter.
What I am suggesting is anyone who is available for volunteering, we would happily talk to you about it. The volunteers that we need are specifically for the delivery of these boxes. They are curbside. They are contactless. You're just delivering it to someone's door and then leaving. And we try to batch these by blocks and areas. So whoever is delivering is only delivering to a small section. So it's just a handful and you're not delivering all 200 in one day. That's unreasonable. Of the 200 boxes, 11 of them are allocated for foster care and homeless children in the area. This is in keeping with our past practices. They are included in our annual art events. These boxes are specifically delivered by board members for the children's anonymity. All the information I have today. So these are exciting. Get ready, folks. They're coming.
Thank you.
And the information is on the website for where you can sign up. There is a tag at the top of the website for hashtag #ArtMyESNC. But the link is not open until June 15th. The other thing we needed to touch base on, want me to go into that now, Kathy?
Please. I think it's next slide.
Is this year, we realize, this is gonna be the first year that everybody is basically going back to school normal. There was a lot of hybrid learning, remote learning, everything last year. So we did work with a business that provided a large donation. Plus we were able to work out some other backpacks as well. Of backpacks, we are figuring out how to get those situated and arranged for the signups. There's going to be just over 400 backpacks. Some of them are going to be like the ones on the left that are designed for elementary age students. Most of them are actually going to be the bags on the right, which are designed for middle school or high school. Those will also be available for sign up on June 15th. We will be taking registrations and we will close them once they are all filled up. And we will be contacting everybody who registers and signs up to pick up. We're gonna have a pickup date in August that will let everybody know when they register, when that's gonna be. So that way, trying to limit the traffic flow so we don't get bombarded all at the same time. Other than that, that's the information on the back to class backpacks. That's going to happen. Signups in June and distribution in August.
Thank you, Guy. Are there any questions from the Facebook watchers?
Facebook watchers, no questions that I can see. And last call for questions I'll throw out there.
Are there any neighborhood issues that need to be addressed? At least they can put them on the table and we can take a list of them so we can work on them. If anybody has a neighborhood issue that you haven't yet reported or you have reported to 311 that you want follow up on.
I think we're good right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, so our next meeting, remember that to visit us online at myesnc.com, and our next virtual meeting will be Tuesday, June 15th at 6:30. That's going to be our board and police meeting. If you have any comments or questions that you want to get onto the agenda prior, so just put them on, and then we will see you in 2 weeks. So please reach out. Thank you very much. I'm going to close this meeting.